What's going on, guys? My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, well, have you guys wanted to use Dragonpiercer? You guys wanted to use it with the Bladescale Loading from the weapon by Steve, i.e. Seregios? No? I did. Thanks to one of my YouTube commenters on my last bow video, he suggested, hey, try this. Go for a dodge, get Bladescale Loading, Dragonpiercer spam. And I thought, that makes a lot of sense. Dragonpiercer technically only counts as one shot, and Bladescale Loading lasts for 3 shots. So here we are. We're going to try it out. In today's build, we have the Insurgent Bow, which comes from Seregios. This is Rarity 8. We are going to have it equipped with Ballistics, Special Ammo 2, Critical Eye for the little extra affinity, just to make sure that we're critting, and obviously Bladescale Loading. Next up, we have Gamma Radau Helmet and the Chest Plate, both of which are going to have the Chain Jewel and the Physique Jewel. Okay? Guardian Arcfield Van Braces Beta. These are ones that you haven't seen in a while. The reason for it is because, well, we got better armor now. The problem with the better armor is that most of them don't have 3 level 1 slots to give us 3 more levels of physique. We love Constitution on bow. Constitution is going to adjust how much stamina we are actually losing when we are doing our dodges, which is huge. Okay? Next up, Legaicus Croyle Beta and the Gore Greaves Beta. The reason I opted for these two is because I was able to get my final Physique Jewel. I was able to get 2 Sane Jewels to get antivirus procs to make sure that I can get my crit increase. Okay? And then my Refresh Jewels, my Tenderizer Jewel, a Counter Charm 3 for Counter-Strike. If we get hit, we might as well have a little bit of extra damage. And the Evasion Mantle, because obviously, as you know, if you play bow, you have the Discerning Dodge, the perfect dodge, if you will. And it works really, really well with the Seregios bow. So, now that we've gone over all of the decos, we've gone over all of the skills, let's take a look at the actual numbers of it all. If we were to take a look, we can see that we have Critical Eye plus 4%. This gives us a flat 29%. Mix that with Weakness Exploit level 5. Weak points, get an additional 30% affinity. We're going to call it 60. We're just going to round up that 1%. 60% affinity between Weakness Exploit and just the monster, the weapon. Okay? If we were to include Latent Power, we get 30% increase in affinity. That puts us at 90%. If we were to include Antivirus, on the assumption that we do get Frenzy, because we do not have those 2 pieces of Frenzy, it does not naturally proc. It has to be a monster we're fighting. But that's really easily fixed if you swap 1 or 2 pieces. Maximum Might isn't going to be often, so I think it's just there to be there. It's okay. We have Burst, just because it's really easy to keep up. And then obviously we have our Radau's Voltage to make sure that Thunderous Roar procs again, making our Latent Power more effective. Thanks to Constitution and Latent Power, our stamina depletion is by 100% when they're both active, which is huge. And on average, you'll have at least 60% affinity, which is huge. If you do it on wounds, 20%, you overcap that 100. But since we're trying to play this in a Dragonpiercer spam build, it doesn't have to be perfect. All you need is that first one to crit, and you'll be happy. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the showcase of this build, because I tried something different with the last batch of build videos, and everybody was like, dude, where's the gameplay footage? Show me the gameplay footage, which is honestly really funny, because normally I do gameplay footage, and all of you in previous comments were like, hey, why are you even showing gameplay footage? We see the build right here. We'll just go test it ourselves. That being said, let's get into it. There we go, Bladescale Loading. And now we Dragonpiercer. Let's go ahead and see how this does. That's a surprising amount of damage, I won't lie. Maybe earplugs would have been good for this build. We're gonna go ahead and hit another, hopefully. Yep. The Bladescale Loading and Burst combo is pretty nuts, I won't lie. We're gonna go ahead and all the way up and hit another one. Now, unfortunately, due to the nature of this build and this being one of the new 9-star monsters, I am not going to be showcasing the entire thing. 100 damage on Dragonpiercer? Nice little dodge there. It is doing a substantial amount of damage, though, which I'm pleasantly surprised with. We're about 4 minutes into this hunt right now, which in the grand scheme of things, if you really think about it, isn't too bad considering what I'm doing. If you do happen to play this build, though, and you do enjoy it, you'll want to aim at these chain blades for Arfeld, and it's because they have some of the best hit zones for Dragonpiercer. Honestly, the damage is substantial, I won't lie. I was kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised how effective it's being, and we actually get the maximum might procs a lot more often than I thought we would, and I think it's because we're doing the slower playstyle of Dragonpiercer. And it's actually working fairly well. Obviously, these monsters have a lot of health. So if you really look at it, you really think about it, I think Arfeld has somewhere around 45k, something like that. You're not doing a crazy amount, but you're definitely doing a substantial amount. And if I'm being real, Dragonpiercer by yourself is much, much harder than Dragonpiercer with a squad of people. Squads of people will allow the other monster, or the monsters that you're fighting, to go against and fight other things, allowing you to just kind of spam this more. Tempered Wound has been broke. We're about 10 minutes into this hunt right now. Definitely longer. Where in the world is this thing going? What is going on here? That's our blade scale. Go ahead and fire right here. So some of those weak point shots didn't go through. This should be a good hit. Throat. Weak. And some 80 damages there. I saw that. I'm a hit and hit. Yep. We'll go ahead and just heal up once again. Overall, I really like the style of this. I won't lie. The skills together actually end up making a lot of sense. We actually almost have him... Or we have him capturable, just like that. Wow. That is going to do it for today's video, though, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.